Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Thursday night. Happy Thursday night. Man, I've been thinking about this topic all day. Wanted to come on in the morning, but then just got carried away with a bunch of things. But hey, I'm glad I'm here, and I've just been able to think about this topic all day. It's powerful. It's truly in my heart. It's truly in my heart, and I just want to talk to you guys from my heart. I think this is so important, so important. And this is the main point that I hit. The whoever wants to be great must become a servant. So that is from Mark 10:43 actually. And I think this is so powerful. Thanks for coming on, guys. You know, so many of us look for leadership. We'll go to books, we'll go to self-help things for leadership, but there's just not enough material written on servanthood, what it means to be a servant. I think a lot of people don't even really know what this means. You know, the the thing about leadership is we like that word because we look at these people with power and prestige and money. You know, they're good leaders, so that's usually what we strive for. But what we forget, or the point we miss, is to become a great leader, you have to become a great servant first. You know, it's a building block. You know, you have to focus on that servanthood, and then the leadership's going to come later. You know, I thought it was so interesting. I was reading this book, how yeah, again, there's not many books on this. There's not many books on servanthood, and I don't get it. I don't get it. But I truly believe like this can take your life, your leadership skills to the next level. You know, to places that you didn't even know existed. So first, I wanted to talk about the 6 characteristics of what makes a real servant. So characteristic number 1 is a servant needs to make themselves available to serve. So first, I'll go through these 6. Second, a real servant needs to pay attention to needs of others. Third, real servants need to do their best with what they have. So important. Number 4 is a real servant does every task with equal dedication. Number 5 is a real servant is faithful to their ministry or their work. And number 6 is a real servant maintains a low profile. So before I go any further, I want you guys to think about it, and I want you guys to answer the question: out of these 6 characteristics, which one is the biggest challenge for you? Out of that 6, and you know, if you guys want to comment below or send some comments later, that'll be fine, or any feedback, because I truly believe if you figure out which one's the biggest challenge to you, that's the one that's most uncomfortable. And you pour into that one, that's going to help all the other characteristics of being a real servant. So I challenge you guys to look at that. And for me, so I want to talk about my biggest challenge, and that would be number 3, and that's doing the best with what I have. This is a big one, and it took me some thoughts, took me some time to really think which one was number 1, but this is easily number 1. And I think back at my life, and all the excuses I've had, all the procrastination. I would always say, oh, if only this circumstance was different, then I would do so and so. Then I would step into this work. I would step into this entrepreneurship. I would step into this ministry, whatever it was. But it's you have to take a step. You have to take a step, and you have to just realize you are exactly where you need to be. You know, God has you where you need to be. So you have to realize that you already have all the gifts, the abilities. You have the abilities to do whatever you're being called to do. This could be in your work, entrepreneurship, ministry, maybe reaching out to this person. And once you realize you already have the gift, you know, all it takes is taking that step. You know, I talk to so many people that just they have so many dreams, so many visions, so many, might be, oh, I've been in this job forever. It's wearing me out. I don't even want to get out of bed. It's not fulfilling me. I'm worn out. My health is going down. My relationships, my marriage is not being seasoned. It's not being poured into. And I think we get stuck there. I think we just get stuck, and we just get so caught up on those thoughts. But you have to look at yourself as already having all the gifts. You have all the abilities. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on, sharing this time with me. But man, I can't say that enough. Like the gifts are already in you. Like you've gotten to where you're at currently in your life. No matter what season you're in, no matter what, if you're still single, if you're engaged like myself, you're married, you're retired, wherever you're at, you have these gifts, these abilities, and I just want to encourage you guys to be a real servant is to have these 6 characteristics, but pour into that characteristic that's the most challenging to you. Maybe opening up time in your schedule is easy for you, for others, or maybe thanks, Pops. I would love to hear what challenge is the biggest for you being a real servant. But yeah, so pour into that one that's the most uncomfortable, the one that is the biggest challenge for you and being a real servant. And you'll just see those other ones just take care of, it'll take care of itself. And I think there's different ways to go about how to figure out, which one's the biggest challenge. But I would say just do some soul searching, really, like think about like, oh, am I giving people enough time? Am I too busy in my schedule where I'm going one thing to the next, that if, say, my grandmother or my father called me, would I be able to take his call, and him or hers call, and would I be able to actually actively listen and paraphrase, or is my schedule too busy? And or then if you look at people's needs, like are you supplying others' needs? I went on a Zoom meeting earlier today. It was a coffee break Zoom meeting, and it had to involve the main title was networking in isolation. That's what was so beautiful about this group was we all got together just to talk about what you're doing with your business, what wins you're having, what failures you're having, whatnot. And it was so neat. The leader was talking about, don't try to serve everyone. Don't try to serve everyone. You need to have specific people in your group that you can really pour to their needs. I think they said, she said, have your top 5 people that you know everything about them. Their, where they're living, their hobbies, their goals, like getting deep, like accomplishments. What was it she said? Oh yeah, so gains. That's what it was, gains. So it's an acronym. G is for goals, A is for accomplishments, I is for interests, N is for networks, and S is for skills. So man, like supplying to these people you're building relationships with, like getting to know their goals, getting to know their accomplishments, interests, skills, like pouring into them, fulfilling those needs. That's how you're going to really build that top 5 and that, then the top 15 people, the top 50. I think that was what you said. Have your top 5, your top 15, top 50, and top 150. I think the majority of us can't really network or connect with more than 150 people. So don't even think about going higher than that. I know my pops is probably laughing. My pops has 500 people he networks with. He's special. He's amazing. He has that ability, but not everyone not all of us have that. And yeah, to be to real servants equals great leadership, and just pouring into these characteristics is really going to help you in your life, whatever it is, to be a better father, better mother, better husband or wife, or friend, business owner, whatever it is. You have to learn how to serve your people. You have to create time. You have to pour into their needs. You have to do the best to your abilities, no matter the circumstances, no matter it not being the right timing, whatever it is, or maybe you want to procrastinate. Right now is the right timing. It's the right timing. So I just encourage you guys to do that. That was 3. What was the other 2? Oh yeah. Do every task with equal dedication. That was 4. Be faithful to your ministry or work. And then number 6 is maintain a low profile. So yeah, I encourage you guys to really pour into these characteristics. I would even love to hear some comments below. Which characteristics are you having the most challenge with? And yeah, I just would love to hear and hear feedback and just hear your guys' insight. I think this is just so important for us to be good servants. Even I want to give this example too. Marnell. Let's see what Pop said. Michael Hux, my pop says, biggest challenge is time equals use our precious gift of time wisely equals scheduling and doing time for God, comma, wife, comma, family, comma, friends, comma, work, comma, play, etc. Learning to not try but do. That's a big one, Pops. That's a big one, Pops. It's especially true of where we're at in society. I think things are moving faster and faster and faster and faster, and we tend to be selfish too, right? We tend to put our needs above others. But if you plan, if you prioritize, if you look at the big picture, I know you say this a lot, Pops. You will create enough time. You will create time for those spontaneous calls, and not telling someone, oh, I only have 20 minutes for you. Maybe they're getting deep, and you're like, oh, I got to go to the next thing. But just I'd say the biggest thing is planning, prioritizing, and yeah, that time will be created. I love this point, Pops, and just prioritizing those things, right? Your time with the Lord, getting into the good word, getting into the good Bible, time with the wife, wife or husband. Pops and I talk about this all the time. Having those date nights, have those date nights weekly, and then family, friends, work, play, etc. So I know the list I always use is, in priorities, my time with God is number 1. Like getting into my devotions, praying, obeying Him is just number 1 for me. Without that, nothing else is gonna be poured into. I'm not gonna be able to gain fruits from the other things unless I pour into God first. And then number 2 is my time with Marnell, my future wife, bride to be. We're engaged. Our big wedding's June 28th, so that's number 2 for me. And then family is number 3, and then it goes friends. We're actually exactly what you said, Pops. That same order. Work. I know work can sometimes poke its head up to the front. It tries to pass the friends. It tries to pass the family, but we got to keep work back there. I know we all struggle with that. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming on. I'm usually a morning person, but just got caught up, caught up with doing so many things, and but this has been in my heart. It's been in my heart all day. Cuz, thanks for coming on, brother. You've been helping me with my talks, my speeches, or my sermons, whatever you want to call them, whatever you call them. But it's been in my heart just to talk about this. You know, we have to be real servants first, real servants, and then the leadership, the great leadership comes. Just pour into that servanthood, pour into others. You know, fulfill their needs, do the best you can. Maintain a low profile, you know, don't try to put yourself above them in any way. And, you know, you'll see things that you can't even fathom yet. You know, you'll just, amazing things will happen in your life. God will just bless you in so many ways. So awesome, guys. Awesome. Love talking with you guys. You know, you guys fire me up, and I appreciate you guys allowing me to be weak, and just learning and practicing. And you know, this is new for me, and I'm uncomfortable. I'll be honest, I'm uncomfortable each time. You know, I get a little nervous, and you know, but once I start talking to you guys, I love it. I love the feedback, and love that you guys are giving me a chance. And I would love to hear feedback. If you're watching this on the replay, say team replay. And until tomorrow, love you guys much. And I want to do one other thing. So I got a special friend. That's Bella. So lovely, or good old Bella came and visited me from the city. So she's a beautiful little girl. She was real anxious at first, but now she's finally resting. But anyways, love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Have a great night.